Hello and welcome back to Self-Publishing Made Easy. This is lesson number 12, I think, in the series. So this is the last lesson that I have planned for now. As other topics come up, I may add some more to it. If you have topics you want me to cover that I haven't covered yet, leave them in the comments, contact me, let me know. Today we are going to be talking about building a brand for yourself, a little bit of marketing mixed in there, but essentially building the brand so that you can start building fans. You can start building a fan base and creating and building and finding your readers. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll get started in talking about building your brand. So first off, before we dive into some of the programs and stuff that I use, one thing you can do to build your brand is to create swag, for the lack of a better word. Things that people you can give to people to help them remember you and your links and your books if you go to events, just talking to people in general. Because a lot of times when I talk to someone and they say, "What do you do?" And I say, "Well, I'm retired law enforcement and now I'm an author." They say, "Oh, awesome. What books do you write?" In the middle of that conversation, I can tell them my books, I can tell them my name, I can tell them my website, but they are going to forget it. But if I can hand them a bookmark that has a QR code to my website, they're more likely to find it later. If I have stickers available that they can put on their laptop or their water bottle, they're more likely to remember me. So swag is something that you can get relatively cheap. So like I give the bookmarks and stickers away for free when I'm at events. And one of those is to get people into my email funnel. Is this QR code is for a short story. It's a prequel to one of my main series, the Fountains of Power series. And when they go online, they sign up for this prequel. It's a free story. They can unsubscribe at any time, like any email marketing campaign. But then they'll get a series of automated emails over the course of the next couple months reminding them, hey, there's book one. Have you read book one? This is what book two is. And I have little snippets from each book, and I remind them that those books are out there and available so that if they liked the prequel, they have these gentle reminders in their email about my other books. So that's one thing that I do, and I'll show you how I create that funnel, where I do it, and all that here in this video. So let's dive into it. Remember, there are links below where you can support me. You can get the sticker, support indie authors, at the link below, along with some other fun items and apparel. So, all right, so let's jump into it now. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is create an online presence. Someone needs to be able to search your name and find you on social media, on a website. I recently did a study on just kind of looking at various authors. So I would find authors' names and then I would do a search for them. I just ran a simple internet search, their name plus author, to see what would come up. Now, there are at least one other Marcus Williams out there who is an author, possibly two, I'm not sure. So we get confused sometimes and we write very different genres, but that should pop up. There are many ways to do that. You may not like social media personally, but for your business, for your author brand, you need to create social media. So your Facebook page. I have a difficult time because I have all my personal friends and then the book ones, and I'm trying to cross those. So sometimes I double post about books. I'll post on my author page, but also on my personal page, but I'm still growing it. And on that, I have other information, where to contact me. I've got an email address. There's no reason why your email should be private. You may be afraid of getting spammed. And yes, I do get spam sometimes, but not that much. And most email providers have spam filters. You want to make it as easy as possible, especially at the beginning when you're building your following, for people to get in touch with you, for your fans to feel like they can connect with you personally. Social media is a great way to do that. So yes, the demographics of Facebook are changing. You can say the younger generation are not on Facebook as much, but there are still billions of active users every day. So it's free to create a profile. So you should do that, and you should be active on your page. Second, you really do, to be legitimate, you need a website. And you do not have to pay. You can use a free one. It's fine as long as you do a good job and it looks good. To get a website, you need to purchase a domain. So go out and find a domain. It's easier if that domain is branded around you instead of your book, because when you start writing different books, people aren't going to be searching for the book title. They're going to be searching for the author. So that's another thing I found. A lot of authors have their website branded around their book. So, for example, mine would be theflaminggrenade.com. Well, people looking for me aren't going to be searching for the Flaming Grenade. They're going to be searching for Marcus Williams. So it doesn't make any sense to do that. So you can see up here in the URL that it's not marcuswilliamsauthor.com, which is my domain. Right now I have it redirected because I'm changing services. I did have it on Wix. It worked well. I liked Wix for building. I think it's a very easy site to build your website and what you want it to look like, but it became pretty expensive. I'm trying to cut costs to maximize, the profits and the money I can put back into marketing. So I've switched over to a free provider, and I just forward my domain to this provider. So it's not ideal, but it's what works for right now. On your website, there are lots of people that say, people will teach you what you need to have on your website. For me, you need to have ways to connect. So social media links. You need to have who you are and the books that you are selling. So I have that this subdomain that's hosted through StoryOrigin. I've showed you that on a previous video. Get your free story. That gets people into that email automation that I talked about. My new release. Subscribe to my monthly newsletter. Again, support or explore my book. So again, that takes it to the book page. If I have any upcoming appearances, so I spoke to a group of students at a high school, so I put that there. If I'm going to an event or a fair, I put that there. A contact sheet, all these call to actions, and I've put these videos that I've made on here. These are the links that I talk about, the support indie author sticker or shirts and the other humorous apparel. And then about me, my review copies, my bio, and more links. So very simple site. It's more of a landing page really, because it's just one page, but it allows them to find my books. It allows them to buy from me. It allows them to sign up for my newsletter or follow me on my other social media. Everything that I want them to do is all right here with multiple calls to action. So I'm not saying this is the perfect website, but I saw a lot of author websites that are super complex and hard to follow and hard to navigate, and you just want it to be simple and modern looking. You notice that I don't have huge descriptions of all my books here, or even here. Really, it's the cover that's selling them, and then if they click on it, that's when they get the blurb. So as an author, you need to create a website. You can do it for free, and I'll show you where I do that. All right, another thing that you can have and link to is a link tree where people can find you there, and that's a simple, say you want to do a QR code on a bookmark, you could do it to your link tree, and then they can choose which one, your website, directly buying your books, your social media profiles, your audiobooks, all that stuff there. So that is an option there, and it's free to create a link tree page. All right, Goodreads. Your book, Goodreads is connected to Amazon. It's an Amazon company, so your books are automatically pushed over to Goodreads. So you need to go over and claim that book, create your author profile. The problem is if there's another author out there with your name, they don't always categorize your books correctly. So, for example, if you look at my books here, I have most of them are here, which is great. this has an old cover that it doesn't update, and I've tried. So there's a lot you can't do yourself. So for example, let's see, it's here. My newest book gets published over to Goodreads under my name and my editor's name. But if you click on my name, instead of going to my profile, it goes to a different Marcus Williams author who does these a very different genre and style. There's also, this one is an earlier edition by me that shouldn't be under this guy. This one shouldn't be under this guy. That's actually mine. So you can't just change that yourself. You have to write a letter. You have to start a discussion post in the community, and they have what they call librarians that will answer them and do those changes for you. So every time I find a mistake in Goodreads, I have to request that they fix it for me. And I've already requested they fix this one, and it hasn't happened yet. Usually they're pretty quick, but it's just a pain. Really, the only people on Goodreads are really like people who are very avid readers, and this is their kind of social media platform. So you need to be there. You need to have a presence there. You should be active there and you'll find avid readers. But it can be kind of a pain to use. So do it, but it can be kind of a pain. Goodreads is another one. Not Goodreads, BookBub is another one like this. I don't spend a lot of time there. Okay, so where do I do my email automations and my website? I host them through MailerLite because they have a free plan for up to 500 subscribers and so many emails per month. And they allow you to host free websites and free landing pages. They just end up with their URLs. So these are two of my automations. This is my welcome workflow. So when someone signs up for that free prequel, that free ebook, they get this workflow. The welcome email, then wait 7 days, and I set all this up, and then I talk about book number 1 because I figure in 7 days they've read that short story. Wait another week, talk about book number 1 again. Hey, if you haven't had a chance to buy it, this is available. Then I give them 2 weeks to finish it, and then I talk about book number 2, and then wait 2 weeks, and then I say, hey, there's another series out there for kids if you're interested in that. And then it looks like I need to delete. I've got a double there, so good thing I looked. And then I wait another 2 weeks and I talk about the next book in the series. And then I wait 3 weeks and talk about the 4th book in the series. So this is an automation that happens for everyone who signs up for that prequel. And it just happens automatically. And those have links to buy those directly from me. Okay, for Site Builder is easy, and it gives you all this data. That's the great thing about MailerLite is the whole purpose of all of these products is to help you build your email list. So it gives you all of these number of views, subscribe, conversion rates, all that stuff for your automations and all your emailers. It also lets you send campaigns to your list. So everyone who signs up for my prequel or goes on my website and signs up for my newsletter here, they are added to my newsletter. Now, I just held off on doing a newsletter for so long. I didn't want to do it. I don't like opening and reading newsletters personally, so I was like, why would I send something out to people that I don't want myself? But it turns out everything I've read, all the research I've done, is newsletters are one of the best ways to reach your readers. Your fans love hearing news. They love hearing about you. They love hearing updates, and emails are effective ways to do that. It felt like emails are just old news because I know so many people with 2,000 unread emails in their inbox, but apparently they are still effective. And as I've started doing that, I've seen that that's true. My open rates are in the 40 percentile. So people are actually clicking on and opening my newsletter, which is pretty crazy to me, but I've just started, so mine's not very big because I just pushed back against it for so long. but I'm now doing that. Okay, so back to the site. It's a pretty easy to drag and drop. Now they have templates if you pay for one of their plans. And if you pay for one of your plans, you can have a personal domain in your website. So that's what I'll get to eventually. But Wix does all of this stuff, but it's a lot more bloated and it's more, I don't know, it's more commerce related. This is more specific to just getting followers. All right, this is not wanting to open. So let's go into one of my favorite programs you've heard me talk about a lot, which is StoryOrigin. Let's talk about how that helps with marketing. Okay, StoryOrigin is one of when I decided finally to do a newsletter, that was kind of the deciding factor for me that all of the other things that StoryOrigin has to offer, that's one thing it has that I needed. So it has the ability to schedule your newsletters. So you can plan your campaigns in advance. So mine is pretty much every third Thursday of every month. And it sends you reminders, hey, this is coming up, which is awesome. And then in MailerLite, I can actually write them earlier and schedule them. So if I'm on vacation, I could write it the week before and schedule it. And it'll just go out on the day I want it to, which is awesome. You create your calendar. And so you can create writing goals or newsletter goals. Okay, so here's the promotion. Group promos created. You can create your own group promo. So you can basically say, let's just start one. You can title it whatever you want to title it, your name, how many days will this promo run, what type of promo, is it a giveaway, a sale, is it your books on KU, is it for direct sale ebooks, is it for you want reviews, so you're trying to promote one of your books that's available for reviews, your audiobooks. You get to choose. And then you say other authors can submit books to your promo. You describe it, you put it out there, and then other authors will find and apply to your promo. So they go here, you can search for group promos. You can search by what kind of tags you want in it, exclude tags. So if I'm doing one for my middle grade series, you can add that as a tag that it must have. Obviously, I don't want erotica in my middle grade, so I'm going to take that tag off. And then here's one labeled Pirates, and it's for a giveaway. Oh, here's an audiobook review one. I like that. So Listener's Paradise for the whole family. All right, so this is boosting your audiobooks and action, adventure, middle grade, and mystery. So I'm going to apply to this group promo, show you how it's done. This is my name. They can see my profile. And I am going to go with The Case of the Missing Baseball Card because that's an audiobook that I have that's middle grade. Thanks for this opportunity. And then I'm going to associate that with my April campaign. So that means I'll put it out in my April newsletter if they accept me. And so every author who joins this group promo is going to be putting it out in their newsletter during that promotion, during the run. So you're getting exposure not just to your newsletter, you're getting exposure to all of their newsletters as well. So another way to do that is to swap newsletters, basically saying, hey guys, all my followers, I like this guy too, so you might think about following his newsletter as well as mine. So searching for swap opportunities here, again, you can search for tags. So let's just look at action, adventure. I'm going to exclude erotic again because none of my books fit that category. Okay, so let's look at this one here. He's got 927 subscribers with a 40% open rate and a 5% click rate. So I can exchange a book mention where he'll mention my book and I'll mention his book, and that is 927 people that will see my book that wouldn't have otherwise seen it. So essentially we're swapping books. And if you look at these opportunities, this is the kind. So those are pretty awesome as well. I wouldn't use these ones, but they have 2,500 subscribers. So if your book fits their news, like the type of genre that their readers would like to read, you can do this swap with them, and you are getting your book in front of all of their subscribers. They're getting their book in front of all of your subscribers. And then you can look at different types: giveaways, KUs, sales, review, if you're just looking for reviews. And I kind of mentioned that before. So there's so much you can do there. And let me show you what it looked like in my newsletters. Okay, so in my campaign planner, I can look at past newsletters. This was last month's. These were the different swaps that I did, the newsletter swaps, the promos. So, and here is the link to that newsletter so that you can prove to everyone that you did what you promised you would do. They can go look at it. And so in a newsletter, you want to talk about some personal stuff. People want to get to know you, and then they want to hear about your books, what you're working on. So I shared with them a new grandbaby, and here they are. Here are the book swaps, and then it links. So if I click this, it links to their book. And then here are the different group promos and stuff that I did. So this is one that I created and other people joined. So it had my books and these other books. So every one of my readers and every one of the people who joined is going to see all of these books. So you are getting your name out to people to readers, people who love to read. And you can see the reach before you even apply. So you can see how many people they have in their newsletter, what their open percentage rate is, their click rate, all that stuff you can see in advance before you even apply. And I found it's a great community that people with 1,000 subscribers are very willing to accept a swap with someone who's just starting and only has 10, because they realize that they only had 10 at one point as well. All right, one last thing I want to talk about on brand is your look, what you're going for. All right, so this is my official logo. This is my brand, and I make stickers. This is my profile pic. I use this in Facebook. I use this across all my social media. I use it on my newsletters. You've seen it before as you've looked through my stuff. So I've got this version as well as a different color version for contrast. And this was born out of a gift my son, who's an artist, made for my library, a sticker that I put in my library books, and then I use that as part of my brand because I play the fiddle. I'm a storyteller, musician. I've lived across the world. I like carpentry and farming and books. Right? So it's a great brand image just for me as a person, not just as an author. So you can use your photograph as your brand, get a good headshot. You can use some sort of graphic logo as your brand, but you want it to be consistent across all of your platforms so people see it and recognize that they're talking about you, that this belongs to you, this is your brand. All right, so that was a lot going into building a brand and building followers and a little bit of marketing there, but not really. I didn't talk about running ads or what you should post on social media, what your post should look like. There are other people that talk about that. But it is important to create, basically to exist. People need to be able to find you. They need to be able to search for your name / author and find you. You need a web page. You need social media profiles. You need a way for your fans and readers to contact you, to communicate with you, to engage with you, to interact with you. One of the best-selling authors alive today is Brandon Sanderson, and he is beloved by his readers because he's so transparent and he's constantly talking to them and giving them updates, and they know what he's working on and where he's at. So he lets them in, and they don't want to just know about your books. They want to know about you as a person. They want to you're building yourself as a brand. You as the author, you're the brand. Your books are the products that brand sells. So make it about you as the author, whether you design a logo for yourself that is consistent across platforms, the type of material you post. On my TikTok, I post about my books, but I also post about my little farm, or I post about projects I'm working on, or things in my family, things that hopefully engage readers to want to follow me and want to buy my products because they like me. And there are books out there about creating your own personal brand. I suggest you follow them. But those are some of the things that I do. And the research I did of I think I'm at like 300 authors, just kind of searching to try to find best practices. It's taken a lot of hours. A lot of them don't have a good website, or their website isn't complete, or they don't have a domain, or they don't have a Facebook page, or on their page there's no way to contact them. You need to be available. Make yourself available to your readers. Story Origin does a great job in giving you access to readers of other authors in your same genres so that you can start building that newsletter, building that following, building those fans, so that eventually your fans are buying from you because they like you. And in the previous lesson, I talked about direct sales. That's the goal, getting your fans to come to you to buy your books instead of buying them from the big box stores, because you make more money that way. So let me know if you have any comments, any other ideas. I know there's a lot more you can do to build your brand. That was just a quick overview of some of the things that I do, but take care in doing it well. And if you have any questions, if you want me to go over any other topics, let me know. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I really appreciate it. It really helps. And I am doing all of this for free because I think it's important to share the knowledge that I have learned in my publishing journey. But if you feel like you'd like to support me, there are some links below in the description where you can do that. Some are supporting me directly. Some are through buying products that I've designed. So one of those being Support Indie Authors sticker. If you want to do that, I would really appreciate it. So check out those other videos. Thank you so much for watching this series. If I have any other ideas, or if you give me any ideas in the comments, I'll post some more videos in the future on this topic. But I really appreciate you watching Self-Publishing Made Easy.